So good evening all. Thank you so much for joining today. Today is the day one, class first, Azure 104, AZ 104 online training. I will be the trainer, and today is a class first, as well as we have put into the public forum for the as a demo class as well. Uh, Maybe few people are yet to registered. So from tomorrow onwards, uh, it will be allowing to the decision who registered this session. I mean this course. So today we are allowing it to the public who want to who have that interested to join, and also who missed the last week demo class. So we are allowing them to join today's class. Right. Let me share my screen, then we can talk about the today's session. So due to the crowd, I have set it to everyone muted. Uh, if you have any question, feel free to raise your hand. So then I will allow you to unmute from my end, then you can speak. Right, just go back to the Azure. So we have the batch going to start on, this is October. I think we have created that is, yeah, October 22 demo class. We have already done it, and let's start for class 101. Let me take a notes here. All right, I will not take an introduction for today's. So since we have allowed to the public forum, so who are registered, we'll talk about tomorrow for the introduction. As you know that I have already explained the last demo. My name is Anil. So overall 13 plus years of IT experience, right? And worked on uh, IBM, Microland, Wipro Technologies, Cognizant. And currently I'm working one of the company uh, as a Azure lead, Azure and Active Directory lead, right? And LinkedIn, you can search for my name. I'll tell you that is in end of the class. So who want to join for, who want to search or who want to look into that is in my profile. Okay, I can just, I know that is in you guys what looking, right? So based on that industry needed, and some people are looking for the job, and some people technical skill set. I mean, upskilling yourself. So it's rather than some traditional kind of training, right? It's not a kind of regular traditional training. It will be a more helpful for you to each and every topic understanding clearly, right? You can after completion of this training, confidently you can perform good in a project. Also, you can give a interview with the right, okay, confidently. So, but little needed from your end as well. So, put effort and practice is more demanding for this course and job also, right? That's all. So, this training is at 104, which is associate cloud administrator training, right? What are we going to talk about on this AZ104? I have already explained in the last demo class, right? So let me share again for that is in one presentation. uh, and what are the topic will be comes under in this, right? These are the topics we are going to talk about, right? Just quickly the introductory about Azure and what are the services are there, and how do we start the journey, right? So we will be starting for the basic, starting from the networking. So we will be talking about Azure Active Directory, right? Under the networking, inter-site connecting, load balances, storage, virtual machine, web application services, backup and restore and monitor. These are topic we'll be going to cover for one by one, right? For this Azure training demand to have some prerequisites. No worries if you don't have any prerequisites. I will help you. If some people are in fresher in this session, are completely new to this technically in this session, right? Or who some of people are non-technical background, they willing to join, willing to come to the IT environment. So those people I would say welcome. And yeah, so you will be going to learn from that is in from the scratch end to end. Who are the fresher, right? Also, fifth standard kid can learn this training. Okay, so he can also be, if you want to try and you want to understand, he can also oh, join this course. What I suggest, it means, so it's not for any restrict to the anyone. Technically, can learn anyone, and based on the career perspective, so you can choose your career aspect and you can choose your technical skill, right? So once again, thank you for joining us today. So as this is for warming and welcoming page, and as I said, this is my introductory, right? So this is a course for the prerequisites. I will take just little few minutes of the basic understanding since I have already explained this in the last demo class. So today we are going to directly talk about some technical stuff, right? For as the day one classes. So we would need for some prerequisites what Microsoft is recommend, what Microsoft suggests. We need some basic knowledge and to learn it. So that's fine. Who doesn't have experience or who has experience is well and good, because this is Azure cloud, right? Is one of the cloud technologies. Nothing new to this environment, or it's not newly deployed something. So it's already available. We are already supporting from the on-premises environment with a different platform. So when we talk about the cloud, it will be all consolidated, all the technologies bringing in one place, and we are accessing the resources with the help of the portal by using internet. So the Azure administrators start this role with experience on a operating system, virtualization, cloud infrastructure, storage, structure, and networking. That's all. See, this overall, we should have the knowledge, a strong knowledge on that. What IT, right? We are supporting guys, system administrator, senior system administrator, right, and a solution architect, and the lead administrator, and senior lead administrator. These are all career designations is move on for the based on experience. So we should have the strong knowledge on this platform, which is basically server operating system, virtualization platform, cloud infrastructure, storage structure, networking. So we will be going to talk about one by one each area. So you will have a lot of confidence. It's everything is in place. Nothing, we are not going to any innovating any new technology or something. It's everything is available. So we need to learn how we need to use it. How do we log into the portal? How do we configure the networking? How do we configure the virtualization VM? How do we configure the storage? How do we configuring the network? All we need to know that isn't where to go, how to configure, and what is the beyond of concept, right? So it's from the scratch. I'm going to teach you, I'm going to deliver you that is all topic. And yeah, if you have any question, feel free to ask later. So understanding of on premises virtualization technologies, including VMs, virtualization, uh, you know virtual networking, and virtual hard disk. So these are all basic knowledge required. Understanding network configuration, including TCP IP domain name system. These are all some recommended who are already working 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of experience. They might have know that already. So, you know, if don't have this basic knowledge, I'll take today uh, the the class one for IP addresses. Understanding of Active Directory concepts such as users, groups, and role-based access controller. Yeah, this is also be fine if you guys are working some different technologies like database, right, and storage. Might be you're not involved much on Active Directory, but I'll help you to how it will works. But this is one of the topic we will be covering in our AZ104. Understanding of resiliency and disaster recovery, including backup and restore operations. These are all just telling the Microsoft standardizations. You should have some knowledge on that. That's fine. I'll take it you to understanding the knowledge. The most important, what would be the role after completion of this training, or after you joining a project, right? Any new job, new company you joined, what would be the cloud administrator role? What is your roles and responsibilities? And how do you perform and how do you prepare your interview? The most important. So once you are become a cloud administrator, right, you should understand that Basically, you are going to manage the cloud service that span of storage, networking, compute, and cloud capabilities with a deep understanding of each service across the full IT life cycle. We must aware about, because we the how do we business bringing, right? Whenever part of employee that all the customers are onboarding to cloud infrastructure, then we are the supporter, right? The company will provide the service to the vendor, which is client people. So we are the supporter. So the how much performing well and customer is happy, and same business will be improved, and we will also can ask for the more package, more in a high demand, we can based on our confident. So they take end user request for new cloud applications and make recommendation on services to use for optimal performance and scale, such as well as provision capacity, monitor, adjust as appropriate. This role requires communicating to the coordinating with the vendors. So vendor will coming to you as a company, right? I wanted to move in a cloud infrastructure from on premises. So he doesn't know anything about. We have to understand them. We have to explain them uh, what is the benefit of the moving a cloud comparatively cost wise, performance wise, right? Capacity wise. All we need to explain them right manner, and ultimately he should be happy with our service, and and the company also be happy, and more business we will be bringing them. So when you go into the solution architect, we will be assessing that is in a customer environment, how they are infrastructure, and how we recommending to them to what product, to what service you need to be bringing into the cloud. So that confidence will be keep increasing. We will explain the vendors, right? Once he is happy, then he will be giving us opportunity to, yes, these are the service you can take it and manage for the cloud environment. Then we will start supporting for based on his conditions and agreement. Cloud administrator use the Azure portal, and as they become more proficient, as they use PowerShell and command line, we will be using for not only portal of Azure portal, and we will be managing and handling with the help of PowerShell, right? And the command line CLI, command line interfaces. How do you manage for the other services? And successful cloud administrators start the role with experience and operating system virtualization cloud. This is all we know that, but basically, so whatever the services are there in in a cloud, we will be managing, maintaining, supporting. As we doing for in on-premises environment, we will be doing the same on cloud, which is combining with all the services. Coming to the certification point of view, we have that is in roadmap of certification. There is Microsoft recommends go with the basic fundamental, which is Azure 900. But since most of the people are in experience, you can go ahead with directly associate cloud administrator, which we are talking about today. So I'll be helping you to uh, combine with Azure 900 as well as Azure 104, right? So it will be help you to understand, implement the designed for Azure administrator who implement, monitor, maintain compute, storage, network, and security. Everything will be covered where considering with the fundamental, and you can manage for, you will be operations support administrator. So down the line, once you have a 2 years or 3 years of experience, you can move on to the little expert level, which is a semi kind of level. Lead level, you can plan it, which is solution architect. So you can plan for later where you need to design for the Azure solution architect who create the solution for compute, network, storage. So the creating a solution and the supporting is a little different, right? The existing environment who already designed and infrastructure in place, everything is signed off, then we will be supporting as a BAU point of, which is business as usual supporting. And the solution architect job role would be uh, when we are discussing is the first level of support, right? When the customer is agreed to onboarding for his service, his resources, right? Any product he only willing to. Solution architect team will be assessing the customer environment. He will be analyzing that is in all risk will be there, and everything will be documented properly, the criticality and the risk point of view, with the business point of view, legally point of view, all the documented properly. Once it is done, everything is signed up, and he will be creating for the solution, right? In terms of the compute, which is VM point of view, networking point of view, the first most important designed it. right? Your own network it is there. These are the IP ranges are there. These are the virtual machines are there. Networking, storage, everything will be designed and make a proper structure. After that is in once everything is stabled, then day-to-day operations, customer uh, issues are handling, right? It's moving to the operations team, which is associate cloud administrator team. So yeah, these are all journey. Accordingly, same things when you have a down the line 6 years, 7 years, or 10 years, more than 10 years of experience, your package would be also increasing, right? And once you reach the 15 years of experience, your package would be minimum 50 lakh per annum in a cloud infrastructure, in a cloud technologies. This is package. Why, you can ask me that is why I need to choose that Azure. I will say the more package. You are the technical skill guy. You are the technical expert guy. It's 100% says that is in you will have a good growth in the cloud technologies. Currently is a trending. Every customer are moving to cloud technology, but the supporting people are very less as of now. So people are, at least you have basic knowledge, they are picking up and they are taking. And also alternatively, when you are a certified person, the more preferable and more advantage for you to join the company with the good package. Now that is in heating up, and people are looking for the cloud administrator more. 5 year back it was just started journey, and maximum people still supporting for the on premises. And now most of the company across worldwide, right, are moving. Earlier banking people were little worried about due to security. Now Microsoft has given me that is in 100% secure, right? They have proved out all aspect. Then these people also agreed, and they are confident with Azure. They are also moving to the cloud. Now the necessary to required skill set people to support, because customer onboarding to the cloud environment, but people should require, right, to support. So now currently every company are looking for the who has a knowledge, who has some at least 6 months of experience, or who certified the person. They're picking immediate, they're ready to pay whatever you're going to expect it. Example for myself only. Okay, because company will demand for the more billable to the customer based on the certified. They will tell that we have a certified people and we will be charging for this. So dollar based they will be charging, and obviously they'll give you less comparatively any company, but you can demand it based on the current package by having this skill set, right? By having this knowledge on this. Right. So coming to the distance certification point of view, the area what we are going to cover, these are the study areas and weights of that examination point of view. And course point of view, we will be covering these are all 5 areas. Right. Manage Azure identities and governance comes under for Active Directory, Azure Active Directory point of view, and 15 to 20% question will ask during the examination. Implement and manage storage, which is storage point, the storage part, which is again 15 to 20% will ask in during the examination. Deploy and manage Azure compute resource, which is virtualization, virtual machine, 20 to 25%. And configure and manage virtual networking, which is more these two areas. Compute resource means virtual machine, and networking, virtual networking has a more contributor. And we should also concentrate more on these areas, which is 25 to 30%, and monitor and backup resource 10 to 15%. So we will be covering for the one by one. So today we will be going to start on configure and manage virtual networking. So we'll talk about what is virtual networking and how do you configure it in the portal. Everything we'll talk about. Some begins with this journey, right? And yeah, examinations point of view is also be good for the preparation, right? So these are the outline of the course which we are going to talk about one by one. So I'll be sharing you this presentation, don't worry, and you can plan it properly since you've already decided part of this session. And yeah, good luck for your okay career path and learning path, choosing us to learn for this course, right? Yeah, before moving, anybody has any question to talk about? You have any confusion, you have any questions? We will start for the begin our Azure. uh, is that 1 or 4? topic. Anyone has any question? Please, uh, you know, raise your hand. If anyone has any question, I'll be able to answer. This training would be every weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Every weekend, Saturday, Sunday. And the timing would be 6 to 9, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., including one small break in between. Today is a day one, and we had, since we have allowed for you know for the forum for that, uh, I'll be taking for 2 hour maximum, not for the 2 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. So we'll be limiting. We'll talk about lesser time today discussion, right? Which is be IST time. So it is overall 36 to 40 hours course duration. 36 to 40 hours duration, and you will be getting benefit from our end, right? Each session will record the session and you will get it. We'll record and send you that after the class to go through later, uh, whenever you get a time, right? And also we will share you that is a soft copy of document, soft copy of study material, and interview preparation document, and some sample profile to prepare your profile accordingly for uh, your profile, your resume, also make it as per the cloud administrator, right? And always I'll be here to support. Whenever you have any doubt and anything, always reach out to me and ping me in WhatsApp, right? I'll help you to all things. Okay, few questions are rising. I'm working as IT help desk, Kashif, right? Support analyst. Our company is in process of implementing Azure cloud. Very good. First, before moving to the Azure, no worries. You can plan for directly age at 104 and you can able to understand. Yes, sir. This training is chargeable, not free, right? Okay. So who is the next question? Someone is raise a hand. After completion of this course, do we also get the chance to register the exam? Yes, you can register the exam and you can plan for certificate. We will be giving you that course completion of certificate after the training. But you want to make a global certification? Yes, you can go and register, right? And you have to practice it. If you need our help, you can contact us later, and that will be different. It will be separate chargeable. We'll help you to further this, which is AZ 104, right? AZ 104 certification. You can go there, and here it is your all $165. Okay, $165 US dollar, and you can schedule exam. You have to go and schedule the exam and prepare it. I would recommend not to do that all these things. Once you're completed, you can plan it. Okay, these are all will be going to take you. So global administration certificate. Yes, recording video. I'll be sharing you, and you can download it in your system, because due to the space crunch might be get deleted, but it's your responsibility to get download and keep with you. Your and the portal access we won't be allowed. Okay, I will share you directly for all the recorded content. You can download in your system and you can do it. Right? Okay. Who is that? Yes, develop Azure development. You can also plan it in future. Right? How to register L class. Okay, you can talk about later. I'll give you that is in point of contact. You can contact and you can get registered. All right. Okay. The first most topic we are going to talk about, the begins with journey start. How do I start my journey in Azure? The first is important. You need to register. You need to register Azure portal. Okay, that you have to have that is in account. Okay, you have to have that is in Azure account. So how do you get account? You must be registered with the Azure. It will be giving you that is in 30 days free subscription. Free subscription, right? And it is a 12-month service, which is overall 1 month. I mean 1 year service, and he will be giving you around $200, $200 of free promo value. He'll give you, and within this 30 days, you can avail this whatever you want to utilize it. So it's needed for email account, right? Email account plus need a credit card. So everyone must registered with your account, and you should be get ready with the free account subscription. So to do that, you need to go to the Google and just type there Azure, you know, Azure free account, free account. It's a simple, everyone can do it, right? Create a free Azure account. Here it is the portal. When you go to the start free, it will be giving you 40 plus other services free always. Popular service free for 12 months, which is start with the USD 200 Azure credit. So you will have the 30 days of use it in addition of free service, right? So within 30 days, yeah, debit card also be possible, but try it. Sometime it won't take it in debit card because the amount will be auto debited from in your wallet, whatever you are using it. But from the debit card, it won't auto debit it, right? For that purpose, they'll always use for the credit card. So once the 30 days is over, it's expired, then you have to plan for as later for the pay as you go. So for the learning, you have to have this first most important ready with. We have to log into the portal. Now it'll be once that account is created, okay, account is created, you have to log in with this portal, which is https portal.azure.com. It's a most important mandatory things to have to begin your journey with Azure. You have to get ready with your 1 month free subscription account, right? So once you logged in, I'm going to log into the portal, which is portal.azure.com. Once you logged in, you can understand that how many services are there and what are our relevant services are there. We will be going to talk about. So very easy method, not to confusion, that is in simple and easy things to understand. There are many services are there. When you go to the uh, all services, Microsoft is telling you to, I'm here to support you for all aspect, but you just let me know what you needed, right? He will ask you, that is, you let me know what you needed. So in terms of the general, they are putting for these many services. Compute means there are 25 services are there. They'll be keep enhancing for new future and bringing into this respective area. And networking, 33 services are there. And whatever the topics are coming as per our syllabus, we will be discussing. Storage, there are 15 services are there, right? And web, there are 16 services are there. Mobile, three, as of now there is three services. It was nothing, is there, now they're slowly implementing, uh, enhancing that new feature, which is mobile point of view. Container 7, database 21, right? Analytics 15, artificial intelligence and machine learning 26, right? And you know these are all OTT platform, and some graphical movies are coming, right? These are all how it's coming. These are everything is around cloud technologies, and the technologies are having, that is in, oh, data storage, right? How you are going to be utilizing. These are all machine learning, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things. These all technologies already been enhanced and involved, I mean, innovated already, and these people are supporting, right? So these are all services by providing by Microsoft, and is called, the name called as Azure, right? So we know that is in, what is Azure or what is cloud, right? What is cloud, right? What is cloud, right? What is, basically everyone know that it's cloud and all they are talking about. And we are learning for the Microsoft product, the name called as a Azure. Like that, you have, the another cloud technology is also called, AWS, which is Amazon. So you, that called as AWS. And another product is also called as a Google Cloud. These are all more contributor across the world. Many cloud technologies also available. IBM is there, Oracle is there. And these people are more, employee oriented, and job opportunities are companies and product are there. So that's what we need to choose and learn here, which is GCP. We call as, why I need to choose Azure, right? Why I need to choose, because better uh, package, or salary, good salary, and uh, the employee required more compared to AWS and GCP, right? You have that is a lot of opportunities. So if the requirement is are 100, the requirement are 20, right? Now profile will go to that is only 100 here. So your selection of chances are more, right? And here it will be, might be required for here around comparatively worldwide 10, but less chances to getting a job in this same things if the requirement are 5, and the profile will come around 600 700, but very less people will be going to join. And the correlated of the Windows, who are the Windows server administrator, who are having that Microsoft product knowledge, they can choose for Azure one. Yeah, I will share you later, man, don't worry, the recording I'll share you later. Okay. And what is cloud, right? It's a simple definition: over the internet, accessing, accessing resources. What are resources? Which is network, which is VM, network, storage, right? And web application, so on, right? To manage, and maintain and support. That's all. Over the internet, accessing resources. As you know, there are thousands plus services are there in Azure. Everything, all the services you are going to accessing over the internet, which is the respective portal where you are going to see that portal.azure.com, and you can choose it, and yeah, you can access it and manage it. You don't need for anything to be uh, investing on your environment, right? We already know. So what is the benefit we are going to have, that is, and if I choose that cloud, right? Already you know that uh, on premises environment. What do you mean by on premises? So we know that is in our data center, right? Talk about example data center. There's a data center, right? We have that is in all our physical structure is created already, which is uh, respective that is in the data center here. There is a physically cabling done, right? And these are all routing devices has been created and connected each other physically. Our own data center, right? These are all in this. There are many things are involved. What are those involved here? It's a, you know basically the space is involved. Number two, networking. physically networking, all you are going to do for your switch, your router, right? And cabling, connectors, everything's are physically we have to manage it. And we will be purchasing for the storage, right? And we will be purchasing for the hardware, which is server hardware, which is servers. And most important, operating systems, which is licensed, right? And most important, your maintenance called as a power cooling. And again, we need to have a security of this. All we have to investment, right? So everything, on premises we are managing here. Think about, already we have invested a lot of lakhs together money here. Apart from the reason, we are already again individual, every month we are spending lot of money, right? So now, as you know, maximum people are talking about cross cutting, how that isn't. Many people are laying off, that project are getting down, not getting the project like that, right? So now, how do we manage it all this, right? It's a grow together investing every month by managing these are all. But what Microsoft is suggesting, right? You, and also there is, you will not be having that is in 100% uptime by spending this lot much money. You don't have that is in 100% uptime and availability. So what Microsoft suggesting, and you forget about your space. Okay, no needed. We have already across worldwide data center we will be managing from our end. Networking, switch, router, cabling, connectors you don't need. We have already completely backbone connector with a high speed network we have configured, and only you just need internet to access your resources. You don't need the when you talk about infrastructure services, we are all going to do this is individually, and physically we have to manage it. You don't need it everything, right? And you don't investment on these things. Anything you have the legacy hardwares are there, you want to do some upgradation, and you want to migrate from the all these things, you just tell me that is in what you needed, and very lesser cost, right? Very lesser cost. And we have to convey then is a customer, this much money you are spending every month. So when you bring into the when you bring into the cloud, then you will be saving this much money, and you will be saving this much amount, and with the 99.99 availability, with secure manner, with secure manner. So for this purpose only, everyone are moving to the cloud. So this is Microsoft Azure, right? Like that, have different product, but now I'm choosing for the design Microsoft Azure. So these are the benefit you will be getting, right? Again, who are the startup company who want to, you know, uh, who want to start their business, right? They don't need to do all these things. Earlier it's a 10-year, 15-year back, they has to invest on space and make it all, some interior designs, right? And invest on servers, computers, staff, everything. Then we are not sure that is in how long is going to run this business. Due to some circumstance, if that business is lost after 1 year, right? And the day will come to as a close your business, then you're gone, right? Whatever the crew together invest the money, it will be zero value. It's become a second hand, right? So now, if who are the startup company, right? These people are helping you. Don't need that. You sitting your home, you can build your entire infrastructure. Sitting your home, you can build entire infrastructure. So if you ask me, that is in the last 3 years, we have started my own company, which is called as a Neil Technologies. Sitting at home, I have not invested a single 1 rupee for on premises. Sitting at home, everything is clouded, my infrastructure, and whatever I'm going to share you, that is all the training, everything in a cloud only, right? So these are all cloud. The data is going to share you, that everything is cloud. If you see here, The data which is class I'm taking Azure, PowerShell, Windows Server, everything is cloud. It's a completely free. And he is giving me around how much? 30 GB a space, right? So it means this is what cloud you need to. This is a proving here. You, because earlier days when you start business and you opening any institute or training center, you must get the space, and all internal partitions or interior design has to be done, and the staff you have to hire. It's a lot of money has to investment. So I have not invested. I have invested everything in the cloud only, right? Which is website, softwares, everything it will be in the cloud. Sitting home, I'm taking training today with you all guys. You're all guys connected over the internet across worldwide, right? How is possible? Yes or no? So this is all trend is moving on. People are needed, you know. So the cloud technology has to be learned here. So this is a more benefit for choosing why you need to choose the cloud. You need to choose this on-premises environment to cloud. So in that, if I want to learn to one of the topic called as a networking, which is we called as a virtual network. So before we talk about networking we talk about in on premises. In Azure, we talk about the virtual network because we are all creating virtually, right? So before we talk about network, we must understand that is in IP addresses, IP address. We must understand for that is in subnetting, and we must understand for that is in dividing the network. These two components is most important to begin with your virtual network. Believe, I think you have that knowledge on that basic knowledge on IP addresses. If you not, I will explain you. Right? Basically, you know, IP addresses are currently we are talking about IP version 4, which is 32-bit. Okay, it is 32-bit IP address, and in this you will be going to use each octet. Okay, which is a when you talk about 32-bit, it's a 4 octet. 4 octet. Each octet, each octet 8-bit, right? 8-bit. So the basically IP version 4 calculating with the help of binary number, right? Binary number. We must aware about this is all basic things. So just to understand you, before we start virtual networking, we must understand that is in how do we calculate our subnetting and all. So in this IP version 4 is divided into the classes of IP address. So they made uh, as a class A, class A, and class B, and class C, class D, and class E. So these are the classes of IP address has been divided. So again, that the classes of A IP address they made as a some range of IP address, IP range of IP address as well as default subnet mask. Okay, default subnet mask. We must aware about this is the most important basic things to understand because we want to create our own virtual network, right? We will be creating in Azure own virtual network. In this own virtual network, we have to create it, right? Say for example, we will be doing that like MS Paint. We have to create our own virtual network, own virtual network. In this, think about this is my uh, AZ, VNet, or you can give any name called as a VNet uh, A, right? Example. In this VNet, this is all we are talking about Azure. In this VNet, we will be creating for my own subnet. Okay. So this subnet 1, subnet 2 will be connected. So this VNet you will be dividing into that one of the network you are going to configure, which is 10.0.0./16, right? And what you mean by /16? What you mean by this? And all we will talk about. This is one subnet example, subnet A, and this is subnet B, right? Subnet B. And this subnet A and B, we have that all the resources. Okay, here we have resources. So what are the resources are, you can build a VMs here, right? VMs, you can build the VMs, and here you can also build the VMs, right? And out of this 10.0.0/16, you are going to create a subnet, your own network, uh, which is same range of 10.0.1.0/24, right? Again and again, 10.0.2.0/24. So one more, two subnet we are creating, and you are going to build the VM1, VM2, right? All the resources under my all cloud, right? So these VMs are getting IP address which is related your own subnet, right? These are all IP addresses are getting like that, 10.0.1 dot. By default, first four IP addresses will be reserved by Azure, and it will can start from 4, 10.0.1.5, 10.0.1.6, 10.0.1.7, so on. The same range of IP address you will be getting. Same things you can also getting for, which is another network subnet B, right? It would be a, which is 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, and 2.7. Remember, by default, these two subnet can able to connect within your network, right? By default, you can able to connect each VM. Each VM can able to that Microsoft has did for by default is a system routing. Microsoft is already designed for internally system routing, right? System routing is did it. So, but sometime if you're not able to ping, not able to communicate it, there will be restrict with the firewall, internal firewall. So we have to turn off the firewall, right? Turn off the firewall, then you can able to communicate. I'll show you the practically to achieve this practically lab, but it must understand that what do you mean by /24, what do you mean by /16. These are all you need to be understanding. So we'll talk about the basic fundamental of the IP addresses, right? Azure October patch. Okay, just class 1, can say subnetting vnet, right? So to achieve this, to directly configuring in my portal, these are all what you mean by /16, what you mean by /424. How do I define these IP addresses? All when we talk about, we must understand that IP addresses. The class A, it's a range of IP and as well as default subnet mask. What would be the class A range is 0 to 126 range, right? 0 to 126. And when you talk about the subnet mask, which is default subnet mask is is I think you're aware about most of the people here. So it is 255.0.0.0, and 127 is a not a valid IP address. It's a set as loopback IP address, right? It's a loopback. And the class B range of IP address 128 to 191. Okay, and the default subnet mask would be, which is 255.255.0.0, and the class C 192 to range of IP address 192 to 223. Okay, 192 to 223, and the C default subnet mask could be, which is 255.255.255.0. Right now, you can see here, if these two IP addresses is reserved for, I mean these two classes are reserved for not by using for our networking, for that it will be reserved for the research and development and scientific purpose. We will not be going to talk about END, which is not using here. So whatever we are going to use within these classes of IP address only, we have to use it, right? When you talk about default subnet mask, right, it is says as a default 255.0.0.0. So what do you mean by that is in 255.0.0.0 here? It would be when I want to write in a binary number of this 255, how do I write it? It would be a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 dot 0 dot 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This is how I need to write in a binary number, right? Because how I need to calculate 255 here, so there would be a formula, right? You know, uh, okay, you can see this is it would be 1 2 4 8 16 32 64 128, right? As I said, it would be a 8 bit of each octet. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? Now if I want to make all ones, what would be the value here? If you say 1 1, right, I should writing like that, right? 1 1 1 1 1 1. What would be the value here? So 128 plus 64, 128 plus 64, it would be a 192, right? 192 plus 32, what would be the value? 224 plus 16, 240, right? And plus 8, plus 8, 248, and plus 4, 252, plus 2, the value is 254, and plus 1, the value is 255, right? So this is the value you are going to do, and all ones, then you can say 255, right? So when you talk about 000, all 80, the value is 0. That's what is a 255 and 0 and 0 and 0. So can I say like that? Which is when I say slash 8, slash 8 means what? How many ones are there, right? If I tell it is a default subnet mask, right, of the class A. Same things if you tell me that is in class B, what would be the slash here? The slash would be 16. How it is? We are going to write is a 255.255.0.0. It should be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And same things in a class C, I can write which is a 255.255.255.0. I can say slash 24. Why? Because it's an three type, three time, it's a ones. Now you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So that's what 8 ones, 8 ones, 8 ones, all are 24 ones. So I'm just writing here. So these are all the default subnet mask we are talking about. If I tell I need I need a subnetting, subnetting, the value would be slash uh, 19, slash 19, and you can use any range of IP address, but take the slash 19. And what would be the default a subnet mask when I talk about slash 19? Can anyone explain? Can anyone give me the result? Also, don't worry, you will have that is in uh, the VLSM calculator will be available in a Google, right? You can go to the Google. So you will be going to VLSM calculator, right? It will be helping you to how many IP addresses are coming. All you can, everything can be available here, right? Now you can see the slash 24 as slash 19. I said, right? Slash 19 means 255 dot 255 dot 224. How it's coming here, right? Yes, please raise your hand. Then only I can allow you. Please raise your hand and I'll allow you to speak. Who is that? 1 minute. Just I'm not able to see who raised hand. Okay, Saurabh raised hand. Yeah, Saurabh.
Yeah,
Keshav,
hi Neil.
yeah, hi Saurabh. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Actually, what is came to know the 19 means the first two octetafull that would be like 255, 255.
Correct, because by default you have the 16, right? How many
Right.
ones you want to be increase? How many ones you need to be increase to reach the 19? How many
That
ones you
would
need to?
be
You have already 16. The 24 is greater than for that. What I asked, right? So
mhm,
this will be nearest for you. So you want to reach the 19. How much ones you needed here to be added?
three.
Three more, right? So when you come here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 1, 2, 3, right?
Three
Remaining are 0. 1, 2, 3,
zeros.
4, 5, 5 is 1 and zeros, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What would be the value? 255 by default we have. 255 by default we have. Then again, this is what is that here we have calculated above 128. What is that? 128 plus 64, 192 plus 30.
192.
So 32 also has. Look at three ones, right?
Mhm.
So total value would be 240. So you need to write like that. So if someone tell you that is slash 19, your the subnet mask would be slash 240.0. This is how you need to be plan it. And you can also go and see the calculator here. So when you say the 19 slash 19, this is the value is 255.255.224.
224.
Huh? We are asking, I think we did wrong, right? Yeah, it's a 224, right? Okay, not 240. It's a 224, correct? Okay, it's a 224. That's right answer. This is how we need to be. This is how we need. If I tell you there is in of subnetting, right? Around 13 slash 13, right? What would be the subnet mask? You just let me take a question. So for the people raise a eyes here. 1 second. Yeah, Keshav, go ahead. Ask your question. Unmute yourself.
Sir, I had some doubt regarding the addition of this, then it is clear now.
You got it?
I want to ask.
You got it? Your
Yeah,
answer?
yeah, yeah. Understood now.
Good.
Yes, yes.
Thank
How
you.
it is happening, and
Yeah,
I,
this is how we need to be plan it. Yeah, now I am giving the example slash 13. And can you please tell me? You can use any range, but what would be the subnet mask? So you can check the nearest one. Already you have the default one, right? 8 is there, 16 is there, 24 is there. Which is the nearest for you to 13? 16 will be increase, right? 24 will be increase, and but 8 is a nearest for you. So you have already 8. To reach the 13, how much ones you need to be added? Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 5 ones needs to be added, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is already there. And 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? 0, 0, 0. That's all, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what would be the subnet mask? 255 already there. Dot.
255.240.
So 240, which is 128.64, 192, 224, 240. Sorry, 224 plus 16, 240. So 244, right? Sorry, 248. 5 ones, right? 248. the value would be 248. 248.0.0. If you want to calculate in Google, you can come back here. See, this is what I said, 13, right? You can see 13. What is the value? 248. So these are the most important, because whenever we creating a virtual network in Google, in Azure, so it will ask you, that is in how many IP addresses are coming here. Now again, it will be calculating how many IP addresses. One indicate for network, remember, and zero indicate for host, which is IP addresses. Okay, zero indicate for host, which is IP addresses, right? IP address. Now tell me, that is in a class A, how many network and how many hosts are coming? Class A, and it will be going to calculating 2 to the power of ones and 2 to the power of zeros. Class A, how many ones are there? How many zeros are there? Class A, how many ones and how many zeros are there? Okay, 8 ones, 24 zeros. Correct. So if I take a example, 2 to the power of 8 for what? Network, equal to, what would be the value? 2 to the power of 24. What would be the value? Okay, in a class A, we are getting this many networking. Okay, you can just go Google, see this. 2 to the power of 8, right? What is the value? 256. So you are getting in a class A 256 network. So 2 to the power of 24, 2 to the power of 24, the value would be this many. 1 crore 67 lakh 72,000. 1 crore 67 lakh 77,216 IP addresses are coming in a class A, right? So these are all calculating, right? Now based on your network, how many networks and how many IP addresses you needed, accordingly you can divide the network. Same things, how many IP addresses, how many network and how many hosts are coming. So both are equal now, 2 to the power of 16, and for the network, and 2 to the power of 16 for host, because it's a 1616. So what would be the value here? 2 to the power of 16, 65,536. 65,000, 65,536. So both value 65,536, right? In a class B, IP addresses and networking. Class C, how much it would be? Which is 2 to the power of 24 of networking, and 2 to the power of 8 for host. It's exactly opposite of class E, right? Exactly opposite of class A. So this is how we need to be calculating our network and IP addresses. So in a cloud, we want to create our own network, which is required for around 100 IP address or 200 IP address. How do you calculate? How do you calculate? And the Microsoft is giving you the right benefit in that place only. So you no need to worry about. Let me show you how do you create a virtual network in portal. Okay, let me show you how do you, these are all this thing. If you want to have that around, I need 255 IP addresses. Okay, 255 IP addresses. Then how do you manage it for your, I said IP address, how much zero you needed here? So it should be zero increase, right? IP address means zero. Network means one indicate for the zero, right? Sorry, one indicate for the network, right? And zero indicate for the host, which is IP addresses. So in Azure, how is going to be helping here, right? Come back here in portal. Let's see. I'll go to the portal and how do we create a Azure? Correct. One, not one network, sir. Not one network. 256 network. Because we have the 8 ones. Remember, don't confuse. It's not one network. When you write 255 dot 0.0.0 for /8 in a class A, it won't be a one network. It should be 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that we are writing. So it would be 2 to the power of 8. The value would be 256 network will come in a class A. Remember, in a class A, not one, class A. And these many IP addresses are coming, hosts are coming under class A, right? Under which is host. Host means what? IP addresses. IP addresses. IP address. So it will be coming in same class A. Like that you have to plan it. So let's come back in Azure portal, create, see that how you're going to create our virtual network, right? So to create a virtual network, very simple. You can go to search place, okay, VNet, okay, virtual network. You need to click on the virtual network. Yes, host can be considered as users or also, yes, correct. You can consider number of users, right? Number of host you can consider. Now you can see I'm going to creating a one virtual network or one virtual network. Okay, create a virtual network. Just say create in Azure or own network. So it will asking you that is in subscription by default, and you can create your own resource group. Create a resource group, which is uh, Azure, you know, VNet for for the demo. Okay, VNet demo. So I'm creating a virtual network VNet demo. I'm going to give that is in virtual network name, VNet name. Okay, you can say that is in. You can give name anything is a VNet one. Okay, VNet one, VNet one, and you can choose for the which region you want to build your virtual network. You can select for across worldwide one of the region. Say for example South Asia, right? And create it. So we just created for the virtual network, right? We just created for the virtual network. Remember, I just created for the virtual network. So in this virtual network, I want to create a subnetting. Okay, what would be the taking that what we net? We will see that, right? VNet A we have created. So now come back in VNet and you need to create for the subnetting and all whatever we discussed about IP addresses and all, right? We can see this. Go to the resource VNet one we created. This is address space we called as a. Okay, you can see the address space is giving the 10.0.0./16. But you don't want to this and you want to create your own, you can also create it, right? It is coming here. You can say 65,536, right? You can say you want to do for this is 20 dot or 30.0.0.16. Okay, 10.0.0./16. Or you can also create for some other which is 40 or 30.0.0.0/16. Okay, see here. Now I don't want that is default one, just my own I'm creating, which is 30.0.0/16. This many IP addresses are coming. This is a whole IP address space has been created, right? It's entire my address space. What was that range I have given here? This is 30 dot. Okay, my VNet A is 30.0.0.0/16, right? And in this whole network I want to create my own subnetting. I want to create my own subnetting A, I want to creating my own subnet B, and these are all subnet should be fall under 30 range only, right? So now you can see here, go to the subnet. Okay, I don't see that is in. Okay, you need to save this. Save this. It's not valid virtual network. It's taken default one only. Okay, you can take it the default one. I'll tell you that is in when you're going to creating for. Okay, you can just go back here again. VNet virtual network. You can also create during the during creation of virtual network. You can define that subnet here. We just directly create right here. You can see this one more VNet A and select for West US, and I can select for the VNet demo resource group. I'll go next here, right? I'll go to the next, and next here is the IP addresses. Now it's taking the default 10 range, right? I don't want this 10 range of this is address space is taking here default 10.0.0. I want to add address space here, right? You can just remove that. You can see this address space. So this address space would be okay. I can say 30.0.0./16. You can say prefix is not allowed, right? Address space size is, you can select for here 16. Now you can see whichever we talked about just now, right? How many IP addresses are coming? These are all listed out here. You can see lesser IP address if you want, you can take it, right? You can just say may not be work correctly. It is recommended to use for the address ranges within the private. Just say add it. Okay. So that is my address spaces I'm adding. I don't need this one default one. And in this 30 range, you can add a subnet. Okay. You want to add a during the creating virtual network, you can also add it for subnetting. The first subnet I will say name is, what is that? Subnet A, which is as per diagram here, subnet A, right? Subnet A. And this range of IP address would be, I can say 30.0.1.0/24. Starting range would be 1.0, and you can use it for /24, right? It's just enough for that is in 256 IP address is enough for me, right? I don't need that any other network, just you can add it. So you want to multiple subnet you want to create, you can also add it, right? 30.0.1.0, 30.0.1.255, these many IP addresses. Just say review and create it. So I'm creating for that virtual network under, which is 30.0.0.0/16, and under that you will be creating for one subnet called as a, which is 30 dot, where you can say here it should be a 30.0.1.0/24, right? If you want to create one more subnet, you can create it 30.0.2.0/24. Right now, the how the resource it would be coming here, I'll show you. Now it's the VNet A has been created, right? You can go to the overview. The address space would be 30.0. Okay, you don't want this default one, you can delete it, right? Which is saved. The default one is not deleting, that's fine, because value creating for you can add it. So 30.0.0.0/16, this is you are going to use, and I have created for a subnet. Okay, 30 dot, which is one subnet I have created 1.0, right? You want to create another subnet, you can go ahead subnet, which is subnet B, subnet B, and I'll be going to give for 30.0.2.0/24, right? And let's save this. So two subnet I'm creating under the 30.0.0./16, right? And whenever you're going to build a machine VM, right, you can select for your network, which is VNet A, and you can plan for, let's build a machine under VNet A, subnet A and subnet B under the VNet A, right? So I have taken that is in the default resource group would be, right? You can just verify all resources, go to that is in a virtual network. Here it is a VNet A. So you can delete if you don't want this VNet 1 because it's going to be chargeable. We will talk about all calculation of the chargeable and everything. We will be delete this. We don't need this one. Okay, that's all. So go back to the VNet A. So you can see this is my address space, which is big network we have created 30 range, and also we see that is in subnetting, right? We need to select for the VNet A. So now go back to the again search place, which go to the virtual machine. So I want to build a machine here like that, right? The machine is going to build under this subnetting A, which is VM1. Let's build a one VM, which is go to the virtual machine. We will all talk about more detail on virtual machine later. Okay, don't worry. So to achieve today for the lab for VNetting, we need to create for same, you can say VNet demo for resource group. I'm going to creating for the VM A, right? For uh, for subnet A, right? So now you can see by default you are taking for VNet demo, automatically it comes under for South Asia. Then I don't need for these are all we'll talk about later for better understanding when talk about when we bring into that is virtual machines topic, right? Everything will be talk about into that time. So image you can select for 2 CPU 4 GB memory. I'm going to just give the name called as username and password. Now again password, right? Just observe here. When you comes to the networking, you need to select for this VM should be fall under VNet demo, and the subnet would be I want to select for, okay, you need to select for your VNet demo virtual network, which is VNet A we have selected, right? So this should come into that VNet demo. My virtual network should come VNet A. Let me see why it is not coming. I have selected for VNet demo, right? Let's see that is in VNet A duplicate. Right, you can just go to the VNet virtual network. So we have that is in VNet A, right? VNet A. Under this VNet A, we have the address space is 30.0.0/16, right? And subnet we have created for subnet A and subnet B, right? So the VNet A, so this belongs to which resource group? It should be belongs to VNet demo, right? So it should be going to take, right? You can see this VNet demo VMA IP is VM name Windows Server 2019 server to CPU, and go to the next, go to the networking. So this should be able to find here, which is VNet A. The virtual network should be able to find VNet A. So let's cancel and recreate it. Go back now. Just refresh it. Okay, sometime you need to provide here. Just refresh it. Go to the virtual machine. Okay, create a virtual machine. Okay, create a virtual machine, which is I'm going to selecting for VNet demo. Virtual machine is VMA. Is taking Southeast Asia, right? What would be that is in our region here? Oh, oh, because of this region, it is not coming here. So it should be in a West US2, right? So the region would be West US2, VMEA, West US2, right? So the region you have selected for different, and when it is different, it won't be selected, right? Select for now your server name, Windows Server 2019. Image 2019. So CPU 4G memory, Neil, and password, and password. Go to the next. Go to the networking. It should be selecting VNet A, and I'm going to selecting for subnet A 30.0.01.0, 1.0, which is comes under, right? Now list everything is same, just keep that is my machine IP address would take, right? IP address would take for what it is 30.1.0 dot either 4 or 5, right? Let's create this one. Let's create it. You can see here I'm creating one VM, right? Let's say instead of this 10 range, the IP addresses would come like that, right? You can remove everything here. Take one VM example. Take one example, which is the VM1, and this is also you can remove it because we have taken for 30 range, not for 10 range. So better understanding. So let's see that VM what IP address has been taken. You can update it here, right? So now you can see deployment is in progress. And you want to build another VM for the different subnet B, you can also go to that same, virtual machine, create a virtual machine, which is VMB. Okay, selecting the same resource group and VMB, and the region is West US2, right? West US2, and I don't need a availability zone, and I'm going to selecting for Windows 2019 server and username Neil, password, and go here next. This time I'm going to selecting for VNet A. I'm going to selecting for subnet B, right? Everything is same. Now you can see that is in 2 VM you are going to build under 2 subnet. That's all. So we are achieving that. We have created a virtual network. We have created a subnet, and we have built a 2 VM, and it should be able to see that is in, right? You can say here, this is machine is completed. VMA should be the IP address range should be coming 30.0.1 dot, right? You can say here 1.4. This IP address is coming 30.1.0.4, right? The VM1, which is VM1, which is subnet A. Same things. If you go to uh, subnet B, right here, its deployment is in progress. This should be coming at 30.0.2.4, right? Because subnet B here. As I said, by default, both are networking, both are machine is getting connected each other, which is system routing. And due to that firewall turn off, you can able to ping it. I'll prove you that both the networks are communicating in a within the virtual network. So this is how you need to be build your virtual network. Whenever opportunity come or entry questions, they'll ask you. So do you know the how do you create a virtual networking? Do you know the how the subnetting working here, right? We discussed the basic subnetting, basic IP addresses, everything as part of here. And practically we are creating our own virtual network, one of the respective region. And yeah, so VMA is part of subnet A. The IP address is taking 30.0.1.0, sorry, 1.4, and VMB, right, which is subnet B, the IP address would taking here 30.0.2.4. Now come back and see that here deployment still in progress. And we have created for the VNet, overall VNet is, here it is. The overall VNet is, the overall VNet is 30.0.0.16. Okay. And in the subnet, we have the two subnet created. Now come back here. So see that another machine, it's completed. Go to the resources, VNet VMB, and what would be the IP address is taken here? It should be 30.0.2.4. So in a second subnetting, right? You can see, right. So now you can see 30.0.2. Now you want to connect for the VM1. It's a simple. You can take a public IP address, connect it, and what you can suggest, I can suggest to install the virtual desktop manager, remote desktop connection manager. It will help you to connect all the machines in one place. Okay. So I can suggest you, which is in Azure, which is, you can rename it properties. Properties, you can say, which is October 2022 batch. And I will do for remove everything here. I'll take a public IP address. We'll talk about tomorrow what you mean by public IP address, what you mean by static IP address, dynamic IP address. We'll all talk about tomorrow. So let me prove you another 5 minutes. Then you can able to understand. We have built the virtual network. We have built the VNet. We have built the servers. Now you can come back here, which is VMA. Copy this public IP address, right? Yeah, give me a minute, guys. I'll open for a forum for a question arise, and you can ask any question. Just I'm going to show you. Another 2 minutes, you can create a server, right? And it is a VMA for subnet A, right? And log in this machine, right? User I have given here, and you can say password. Logged in. Same things go to the another machine, right? VMB, right? What would be the IP address here? Public IP address, take it here. Copy this and come back. Add server, paste it, which is VMB, which is subnet B, right? Add it. Now connect server, password. Now you can see this IP address is, this machine IP address is what? 30.1.30.0.1.4, 30.0.2.4. So actually it won't be ping, right, by default. But as I said, my Azure is doing for the internal backboning of system routing. You can able to, without any action, you can able to ping it. But it's required for to turn up the firewall. It required to the turn up the firewall, right? So now you can say when you try to ping directly, it won't be ping because that firewall will be enabled, right? CMD ping 30.0.2.4, you won't be able to ping. And come back here in your B, go to the CMD, right? Ping 30.0.0.1.4, and it won't be able to ping. Why? Because the firewall is still enabled. So what you can do, firewall.cpl, you need to turn on the firewall, right? You need to turn on the firewall here and turn off, and same server you can do it for other as well. Firewall.cpl and turn off, click OK. Right now you can verify this from this side to that side and that side to this side. You can see perfect. 1.4 is pinging and I'm able to ping for. That's all guys, today's session. So we have achieved for created a vnetting, we created a subnetting, we have created a 2 VM and all done it. This is how we need to do the actual lab scenario, which is so yeah, that's fine. You can give the same, it's just not a problem. You can give it Pranali. Okay, it's okay because since it's individual VM and different subnet, right? You can use it. It's not a problem. Yeah, you can give the same password, same username. It's the individual machine we are talking about, right? That's all for today's session. If anybody has any question, please raise your hand. And what I can do, let me unmute all people. Then you can talk freely. Okay. Let me. You can unmute yourself. Okay, and speak. Who has a question? Yes, I have allowed. Yeah, Abhishek, go ahead. Yeah, who is the 20EC81CL?
Hi, good evening. This is Ved.
Sorry, who is this?
Ved Prakash.
Yeah, Prakash, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I have some confusion. The last after slash we are using 16 and 24. What is the meaning of this?
16 is
explain?
16 is overall your networking VNet around 65,536 range of IP address, and within that you are going to creating your multiple subnet, right? Which is slash 24 means you are coming around 256 IP address. So it's I have just taken to example you to big network. Under that we are dividing the network subnet.
Like this is telling the number of subnet.
Number of you want to manage your number of subnet within that network. Your address space, your VNet should be high number, right? It should be high.
Okay.
That is what I have given the 16. Got it?
Okay. It is likewise it is defining in which subnet we are going to create
Yes.
the virtual machine, right?
Correct. Exactly.
We can give 1 to 16 or 1 to 24, whatever, in which class we are working, right?
Right. Exactly right. Rightly understood.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Abhishek.
Hello. In a subnet A, how many VMs we can create? Two VMs we can create. 4 creates.
You can create 256, sir. How much IP address you are coming? In the 30 in the one subnet, how much IP addresses are coming? 256. You can see here. Each machine you will be getting a one IP address, right? So when you go to this vnetting, right? You can say you can go to this vnetting, right? Virtual network. Go to that your subnet A, which is vnet A, right? In the subnet, under subnet. So how many IP addresses are coming? 250. You can create 250 machines under subnet A, and subnet B under 250 machines you can able to create. Each machine you will be having one machine.
Okay. Thank you.
Good. Who else? Who has a question?
Hi, sir. Hi.
One by one.
Sure.
Yeah. Who is that? Yes, or Abhishek, you got your question? Answer?
Sir, can I ask the question?
Please go ahead.
Sir, we have created the couple of virtual machines. Machine number A, machine 1 and machine 2.
right?
30.0.1.0 and 30.0.2.0.
2.0. Correct,
So
correct.
two machines should be on same region, or else different region also we can create.
No, no,
Should be
no,
both.
no. So VNet A belongs to which region?
It's a Asia.
West
Asia.
US2,
Okay.
right? And the subnet A would be, okay, West US2.
Okay.
Subnet B is West US2, right? And machine would be in the same region only. You want to select for different region, then your VNet would be changed here. So it cannot be your data center creating one location. Your VM should not be in other location, right?
Yeah.
So you can see this your VNet, right? Is a VNet A. Where
yes.
is that your location here? Location would be West US2,
Yes.
right? And when you go to the VM, okay, go to the VM A, and also that resource group what you created, it's all correlated, it's interdependent, right? So all the machines are created same region. When you go to the virtual machine, virtual machine, right, which is VMA belongs to, should
Okay.
be same West US2.
Yes.
Overview, right? See here West US2, and VM2 VMB should be West US2. So the basically network which region you have selected, obviously all the resources are should be fall under same, right? Same region only.
Yes. Same data center.
Correct. Yes,
So
exactly.
I have another one question is there is a public IP is there.
Correct.
If this IP is we are configuring static IP by administrator or
You can do it. You can do it. We'll talk about tomorrow. So you can also do it for this public IP, it is static. We'll talk about for this tomorrow. How do you do that public and private, all these things, right? When you go to the public, it's automatically created in a public. When you go to this VM, right? You can
yes.
see this public IP has been created, which is a dynamic
Yes.
IP address, right? Click here. This is automatically taken here, VMB-IP, right?
Yes.
When you go to the configuration here,
Okay.
it is taken as a, as a dynamic. So I want to manage for this as a, I want to manage for this as a static. Yes, you can able to. Then we need to create for a, we need to create for separate public IP address, and we need to define here. You can see IP configuration,
Okay.
right? And IP config here. You will be able to see that public IP address. What is here? You can see associate with this IP address range here.
रैक का एक्सेस करवा दिया और फिर कह रहे हो कि टीएल से बात करो, हैं? दोनों टीएल है.
Admin, who is that guy? I'm muting for you. This kind of reason only I just muting everyone. Oh, okay, not a problem. You understood, Abhishek?
Yeah.
You can see
Understood.
the assignment is dynamic,
Okay.
right? We want to manage for later static. Yes, we can manage. We'll talk about later. And during this, we have to talk about some couple of things to be, SKU and other things. We'll talk tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Okay. We'll ask. Okay. Thank you.
Good, not a problem. So anybody has any question now?
Do we need to learn about version 6 also, IP version 6?
It is good to have a knowledge on that. Version 6 also good to have knowledge on
Yeah,
that.
because that is bit complex, I think.
Not complex, but the logic we need to understand. So once we have IPv 4 we are managing, it's good. And IPv 6, I'll take a last class, one class for IPv 6 later.
Okay, that would be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi,
Okay, guys.
Neil.
Yes, Saurabh,
Yes,
go ahead.
please. I have one more question.
Go ahead.
Actually, when we are configuring VM, it's taking IP from 04 in last. Why it's not like taking first 3, 1, 2, 3?
Correct. Those 3 IPs are
IPs?
reserved to,
Okay.
okay, in
For which
Azure.
purpose?
So the purpose, broadcasting, networking, it won't be giving you that is the same network directly start from the 0. You might have aware about when you talk about the every subnet, right? There will be a
Yes.
first there will be IP address for broadcast IP address, broadcasting IP address, right? Last IP
Okay.
address is not valid IP address, right? Last IP.
Yes.
And some one more IP addresses it would be, so it will give you that these 3 IPs will be reserved. Okay, So you can
Okay.
just see this,
1, 2, 3 are reserved and last one.
Azure IP address reserved, right?
Okay.
These three ranges, three are, it will be the different region, different, right? Which is not here. Let me just show you.
Mm.
Okay, in the IP, you can see this here. First 4 IP address. For this, here is the reason. Okay, front end IP address, middle, this, not this one here. Okay, this is what you can got the answer. Network address reserved for
Okay.
Azure by default gateway and reserved by
Okay.
Azure for the mapping for DNS, VNet, and network broadcast IP. This is the reason for you have the first 4 IP address won't be get you right. This is the one reason you can do this.
Okay. So out of 256, we can use 252 for the host.
Exact.
Right?
Sometimes depends on the region. They might have 252. They might give the
Okay.
250. For this region, this given us to 250. Let you observe here.
Okay.
So total how many IP addresses are coming? You just see in
West US.
correct. West US is the region we have selected, right?
Yes.
Under VNet here, and they are giving us go to subnetting, and here this guy is giving you 250 IP address. But earlier you can see the another one default is given 251. So
251.
depends on region, they will be allocating those IP address, and ultimately first 5 address will be reserved overall, right?
Okay.
That is the reason here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. These are all reserved IP addresses.
1, 2, 3 and last one.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Understood?
Thanks, Neil. Yes, understood.
Good, guys. Good. Perfect.
Sir, my question is how we can practice that virtual machine which at the last you, you connected both the VMs and showed us the practical.
Yeah, you can build the machine in your subscription and you can access it.
No. Regarding remote desktop connection.
You can same. You can
Okay.
build it. If I give you public IPs, you can able to connect it. Since it is, as we are doing for remote desktop manager, public IPs it will be accessing all the time.
Okay.
But make sure you should not be keeping power on longer period. If you're not having any lab, then please shut down the machine. Okay, and delete it whatever if you're not using lab purpose. But you should make sure within 1 month you should be availing the 200 credit promo value.
$. Yes.
Right. So don't allow that. Basically until you have converting pay as you go, that they will not be going to charge. But make sure even though it's a pay as you go also, it's fine, but carefully use it rather than unnecessary they'll be charging for this.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
guys. Thank you so much for today time. Abhishek, still you have any question? You have raised a hand. Okay, no problem. So a good session today. I think you guys got more informative session from today's.